The Black Phone 2, The Line Should Have Stayed Dead review. The promotional tagline for The Black Phone 2, delivered by the returning villain The Grabber, states, "You of all people know that dead is just a word." This line, ironically, speaks less to the main characters and more to horror fans who understand that a successful original film rarely stays dead for long. Despite director Scott Derrickson's, who helmed the 2022 surprise hit, initial insistence that The Black Phone was a perfect, complete story, he was eventually convinced to return when Joe Hill, author of the original short story, offered a thematically expansive sequel concept, a fumbled extension. The original film was a masterclass in claustrophobic horror, unfolding almost entirely in a basement where the kidnapped Finny Mason Thames communicated with the ghosts of the Grabber's past victims through a disconnected phone. It was a self-contained story about finding inner strength, honoring the dead, and closing a horrific chapter. The sequel attempts to explore the aftermath and trauma left behind, shifting the setting from a tight basement to a cold church camp, a different but still oppressive atmosphere. Here, Finney and his sister now attempt to reach out to the killer's earliest victims while being actively haunted by the ghost of the villain himself. The scope expands, aiming to feel like a natural continuation. However, the film ultimately proves Derrickson's initial instincts correct. The Black Phone was a complete story that needed no follow-up. Finney's arc, finding his courage and securing justice for the victims, was resolved perfectly by the original's conclusion. The Black Phone 2 revisits these same emotional and thematic beats, but in a way that feels unnecessary and ultimately unconvincing, failing to justify the decision to pick up the line again. The verdict: while the sequel attempts to expand the universe by focusing on the lingering effects of trauma, it serves only to dilute the power and finality of the original. The line should have indeed stayed dead.